My name is Brittany Ledger, and I am the director for Eastern County Pageants, and I have been for a long time. Probably about 6 or 7 years. So it's been a while. I live in North Carolina, and I direct and put on the pageant from here to California. Of course, I couldn't do it without the help of my co-director, Michelle Woodruff. She is the one who will be putting on all the practices and putting on the show itself. Now, the last several years, I have flown out to California for the pageant itself, but I won't be able to do that this year because I am expecting a baby. Baby number 2 is scheduled to be here February 17th. So I'm not going to be able to make it out there this year physically, but I am always on standby, and I still do all the behind the scenes, everything from here, and then I coordinate with her and any other helpers we have. Okay, so welcome to orientation for 2016. How exciting. We are very excited about the theme this year. It should be lots of fun. And next week on Sunday is the first practice, and by then you guys will have a calendar or a dates to remember paper informing you of practice days and times, and picture day, and tentative pageant date, and all of that fun stuff. So let us go on with your paperwork that Michelle so nicely printed up for you. So I'm just going to go over it basically word for word so that you know what's going on and that you're in the loop. Okay. The basic info, the sheet with the flower and the crowns on it, everybody has that one. Okay, the ages. We don't have age gaps like some of the community pageants do, but we also do not have the young and the teen misses. They're all combined. So for the tiny miss, your age group is 4 to 6. And with any of the ages, with any of the categories, you have to be within that age gap come pageant day. And that is, we're still working on it, but it should be in middle to end of March, hopefully. So you need to be within that age bracket during that time. If you turn the next year, okay, for tiny miss, 4 to 6. If you turn 7 the day after the pageant, then you would technically be running for tiny miss still. So you wouldn't be for little miss yet. Alright, little miss is 7 to 10, and junior miss is 11 to 14, and miss is 15 to 19. Again, tentative pageant date to be announced. Every single contestant is required to get a minimum of $200 in sponsorship, and I know that's hard. We've actually lowered it over the years. It used to be higher than that. But let me explain to you what sponsorship is and what it does. The sponsorship money that is brought in is what is used to put on our show. And it covers the crowns, the sashes, the trophies, all of that stuff that nobody thinks about. That's what all that covers. And then also puts you into the ring if you were to win. And we do advertise, so if you get businesses, we always put a list of our sponsors on the back of our programs so that their name is out there for everybody to see. Okay, and then there is, on this paper, the director, me, and that is my personal cell phone number. Feel free to call or text anytime you have any questions, comments, or concerns. If I don't answer your phone call right away, I'm usually pretty quick about responding back in a timely manner. And then there is the pageant's email, eastcoastpageants@hotmail.com, pretty basic. And then there's my co-director Michelle Woodruff's phone number in case you need to if you can't get a hold of me, you can get a hold of her and she will get a hold of me or vice versa. Okay, moving on. Let's start with Tiny Miss. So, on your paper that looks like this. Okay. The theme this year is Broadway Baby. So that is so cute. Talents. We are a big talent pageant. I know a lot of the community pageants don't do talent, but that is something that we definitely do. So for Tiny Miss, your minimum time frame for a talent is 1.5 minutes, maximum 2 minutes. And this could be anything. It could be dancing, singing, karate, poem, skit. Go on stage and shake your tushy for 2 minutes. I don't care, just make it look cute. And then your formal dress. Preferably floor length for the tinies, but it can be knee length. We're not toddlers and tiaras, so I don't like to see the cupcake dresses unless you really want them. But even then, try to keep it knee length because cupcake dresses aren't knee length; they come to your thigh. All right. Tinies do a speech. Now their speech isn't very lengthy and informative, but we want them to be. So, name, contestant, number, age, and any other fun facts you might want to add. Keep it short and easy for the girls as they have a harder time remembering on stage. And this goes with all of the age groups, and I'll keep talking about it. But try to include the theme if you can in your speech. And then your on-stage question, which will be done during the formal wear. Usually we practice questions like, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite animal? However, they may not get asked that on stage. So the questions are basically just an idea, just to get the girls comfortable with speaking and answering the question. And on stage questions, make sure that the questions are repeated back. So we like to work with that even with the tinies. So if their question is, what is your favorite color? Their answer would be, my favorite color is blah, 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 because. So we really like to stress that even with the younger ones. Okay, and then you will need an escort for your formal wear. This can be anybody. We've had siblings do it. We've had grandparents. We've had mom. It doesn't have to be dad or a male figure. It could be whoever you want as long as they're up for the responsibility. You will need to learn a group routine dance, and that will be choreographed by me, but Courtney, hey Courtney, she will be the one who is teaching it to you. You will need a short-sleeved black leotard and black leggings or tights, and then there will be an additional charge for materials because we're going to make a skirt to go with it, so that'll be cute. But the leotard and the tights or the leggings, just plain black, no sparkles, no lace, just very simple. You can buy them at Walmart, Target, anywhere like that. And then bare feet, just so we're all clear, bare feet. And then the last thing on that list is you will need to have fun and have a big smile. Pretty self-explanatory there. Okay, then let's go to the Tiny Miss application. Pretty self-explanatory there. And this goes for all the girls. With your applications, please know that that is the very first thing that the judges see of you. So if you're going to handwrite them, that's fine, but make sure that they are clean and clear, no scribbles, no whiteout. If you mess up on any, we can always get you another one, but I usually recommend typing them. That's usually the easiest way to do it. And then sponsors, we already talked about that. Pretty self-explanatory there too. Every person who sponsors gets one ticket at the door for a free admission, as long as it was equal to or above the price of admission, which is usually $5, around there. So if they give you $250, they don't get that free admission because that's not really fair. All right, moving on to the Little Miss. Again, theme is Broadway Baby because we combine our Little and Tiny Miss pageant is one pageant, and then Junior Miss and Miss is another pageant. In most cases. So, your speech, informational, name, age, school, parents, favorite things to do, etc. Again, try to include the theme into your speech. So, you could say, my name is Brittany, and when I'm not tapping on Broadway, you could see me in North Carolina hanging out with my family and my kids. Okay, just try to include it. Make it cute and fun. The speech is supposed to be fun, not boring, and you don't want the audience to fall asleep. Okay, talent. Minimum of 2 minutes long, max of 2.5. Formal, you have to have a floor-length dress, an escort, and a song of choice. Tiny's got a song of choice too. I didn't put that on there. So first come, first serve on the songs. No repeats. So let me think of a popular. My Little Girl is usually a popular formal song. Whoever calls that first, you let me or Michelle know, and we'll write it down, and nobody else can have that song. Pretty simple. Littles, you have an interview. You have a personal interview with the judges before the pageant, and you will need to wear appropriate interview outfits. So this could be a Sunday school dress, Sunday school type dress, or it could be a little suit. You want to look professional. You want to not look like you just rolled out of bed. And the interview isn't as scary as some people make it sound. So yeah, just have confidence with that. You'll need to learn a group routine dance, which is the same routine that the Tinies will have to learn. You guys are in it together. And same thing, you will need a short sleeve black leotard and black leggings and tights. Additional charge for materials needed for skirt. You will need to attend all practices and events, and will need to have lots of fun and a big smile. And application and sponsors, it's all the same across the board, pretty self-explanatory. If you have any questions or concerns with that, please let Michelle or myself know, and we will put you in the right direction. Junior Miss. Well, Junior Miss and Miss are the same. So, the theme is Broadway shows. Each contestant, this is part of your speech portion, each contestant will be assigned a Broadway show. It is up to the girls to write and memorize a speech that is related to the show, i.e. the character or general thought of the show. On top of sticking with the theme, the speech needs to also be self-informative, such as name, age, grade, hobbies, etc. Have fun with this, and it is the first on-stage judge portion of the pageant. So, next week at the first practice, I think that's what me and Michelle discussed, you will be assigned a Broadway show. Every contestant will pull a show out of a hat, and that's what you're stuck with. No trading, no questions about it. So if you get Annie, let's say, if you get Annie, then you need to either dress as the character or someone else in the show, or something that you have to look the part to represent that show. So that's where your group routine and your speech outfit come into play, because they're the same thing. You will, that's up to you. That's your responsibility to get that outfit and to have that speech memorized, and to really let us know what show you're representing. Talent, minimum of 2 minutes, max of 2.5. Formal, floor-length dress, you need an escort, song of choice, and the onstage impromptu questions will be done during that time. You will have no idea, for all the age groups, you have no idea what the actual questions are until the day during showtime. And most of the time, each contestant has different questions. So just be prepared for that. Interview, personal interview with the judges prior to the pageant. You will need appropriate business clothing and lots of confidence. Also keep up on current events and knowledge of the Eastern County community. Very important, even for the junior misses. You need to know what's going on in the world, and you need to answer with confidence. So start doing your research now. That way, when the time comes, you're up to par. Okay, you will need to learn a group routine dance. We'll need appropriate outfit that is relevant to your speech, show and character. We'll need to attend all practices and events, and we'll need to have lots of fun and smile. Pretty self-explanatory. I really want this theme to take off this year. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be a history class. So when you're doing juniors and misses, when you're doing your speeches, and you're in character or you're in show or whatever you're representing, you can even be a news reporter talking about the show, as long as it is known what show you're talking about. But I want you to have fun with it. It's a very fun theme and has a lot of potential to be awesome. And let me talk about the junior miss and miss application. The question that usually comes up is platform. You will need a platform, and that just means it's something that you strongly believe in, something that you wouldn't mind being an advocate for, or doing charity work for. And it doesn't even have to be a big organization. So it doesn't have to be the American Cancer Society or the ASPCA. It doesn't have to be that. It could be feeding the homeless. It could be community cleanups. You know, it doesn't have to be a big organization. Just something that you believe is a good idea, something that you feel could really help the world, and something you wouldn't mind getting involved in. So even if it's doing a car wash to raise money for such and such thing, whatever you want, that's what a platform is. So if you don't already have one, think about it long and hard, and make sure you know what your platform is, because it has happened before in interviews where the contestant did not know what was on their application. And I will tell you, in most scenarios, you will get asked about it. So if you don't know what's on that application, you don't know what that platform was, that's not going to look good on you. So make sure that even if, mom and dad are helping with the application, they still tell the kids what's on it. And that goes for anything: special training, awards, interesting facts. You know your own application, know your own bio. It's very important. So that is all of the paperwork that there is. We're still, I told you, next week you'll have the dates to remember and whatever. We're working on all of that to get it all finalized. But just to throw it out there, picture day, and that is, each girl will need to be in their formal, for the formal that they will be wearing in the pageant. They will need to have that, and they will get their picture taken, and that's basically the first thing that the judges see, is they see a picture of the girls before they're even brought in or brought on stage. So that's supposed to be in the middle of February, hopefully. And then, like I said, pageant day, middle to end of March. Hopefully by next week we can finalize everything. And then you'll also have dates when everything is due, when talent and speech needs to be finalized, and all of that, because that's very important. We're pretty strong sticklers on dates. So if it says that your talent needs to be done by whatever day, it needs to be done by that day. If you show up the next practice, or if you show up at that practice and it's not done, that looks bad on you. Um, and same thing with money, with the sponsorship money when that is due. We do that for a reason. If we don't have the sponsorship money in time, we don't have the pageant in time. So it all goes hand in hand. There's all kinds of reasons behind our madness. But really, we want you guys to have fun. We have a very fun pageant. We're not a typical community pageant, so we're not affiliated with the Antelope Valley and their queen systems. Not that we can't go to their events, because we can. We're just not under their rules and regulations. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact myself or Michelle. You have our contact information, and like I said, I'm pretty good at responding back right away or pretty darn close. So I hope to see you guys all at practice next week, because with the first practice, if you're not there, you're not in the pageant. So if you decide that this isn't for you, you can't just keep showing up to practices and then quit halfway through. You have a whole week to decide and make the final decision. So same, like I said, if you're not there on the first practice, then you don't run. So even if people can't be at orientation today, that's fine. Just let us know, and as long as you're there next Sunday for practice, then that's it. Alright, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Bye!